About a year ago, I could not call myself an engineer, a software engineer, or a coder, or a programmer, or whatever you want to call it. And I didn't even think that I would be joining that field anytime soon. So I just want to talk about the experience that I went through in order to start a career in software, and hopefully encourage anyone here who was in the same position that I was in last year to just work harder and try to achieve their goal. Okay. So first of all, I wasn't a complete beginner when it came to programming. I majored in electrical and computer engineering at AUB, and software is my favorite topic. I thought programming was the coolest thing ever. I mean, you just type in a few words, and you can just create anything that you can imagine. So I started taking it course by course, and at the end of each course, I always kept asking myself, I mean, when will I be able to build, you know, actual products, actual apps? And that went on with every course that passed by. I mean, I learned all these cool new stuff, but at the end, I mean, when will I be able to build something good? And the next thing you know, it's graduation time, and it's time to get a job. And start looking at the job requirements, and I just thought to myself, I can't do any of this stuff. I mean, I learned all the basics, but I mean, I can't build any of these products all by myself. And that was very discouraging at the time. And at the same time, I was looking at my peers, people who graduated with me, and they appeared like they were on a completely different level. I mean, they were ready to tackle any situation that was thrown at them. I mean, like Rakan, Samer, everyone who was with me in software. And I just kept asking myself, why were they at that level, and why couldn't I do what they were doing? And the answer was actually pretty simple. They worked much harder. I mean, in their free time, they were programming, they were researching, they were building their own projects. They put in a personal effort on their end to try to learn by themselves. While on the other hand, I was just waiting for the next course to teach me what I wanted to do. And by the time I realized that, I gave up on a career in software, and basically I took up a business job, actually. Okay, so I was talking to my friend Rakan one day, and he was telling me, and we were talking about the startup they just made, which was Taraf.com. And he was telling me about, you know, everything they're using to build the product, and I was like, that's amazing. I wish I could do something like that. And he just told me, I mean, why don't you just go and do it? Pick something you always wanted to do and just go and do it. And he asked me, what's something you always wanted to do? And I said, I always wondered how they build video games. He's like, okay, do that. And he just sent me a bunch of links and resources to HTML5 games, tutorials, you know, JavaScript game engines. It was like, this is all you need, just go and do it. And slowly but surely, I started coming home every day after work and just coding through the night. And I ended up actually building something that works. I built a small HTML5 game, just an arcade style, stuff falling down, you collect them, you shoot. And it actually worked. This is a screenshot of the game. It's like groundbreaking stuff right here. And this was actually just all that I needed to change my mindset. I mean, it went from I can't do any of this stuff to I can just learn anything as long as I put the effort and time into it. So I just started picking up projects and coding and coding and coding. And eventually I took up a part-time job at Taraf. And I started learning everything I can get my hands on. I learned Backbone, JS, Marionette, CodeIgniter, how to use PhoneGap to create mobile apps. So I just started learning everything that I could. And eventually I took up a full-time job at Taraf, and this is what I'm doing right now. So I just want to talk about some of the things that I learned along the way. First of all, it's never too late to start. If this is your passion, if this is what you want to do as a living, if you love to code, if you love to create amazing stuff, don't use time as an excuse. I mean, I had a full-time job and I balanced that out and I was able to learn quickly. So never use time as an excuse. Don't be intimidated by others. Engineers and coders, they're not the most humble or modest people you're going to come across. They're going to keep boasting about everything they've learned, and they'll argue for days on end about why their language is better than yours. So just don't be intimidated by all that talk. Just listen to them. Take that as a learning experience. Like, see what they're talking about, put it aside, research on your own, and see if you actually need that at some point on the project that you're working on. Also, be active in the programming community. There's a growing dev community here in Lebanon. I mean, there's so many events going on, and people there are always there to help you learn, and just go to these events, be active. You never know who you're going to meet and what you're going to learn. Also, the last point, I mean, you can learn pretty much anything. I know you've heard this point so many times in your life. I mean, if you put your mind to it, you can do whatever you want. Sounds like a cheesy ending to a Disney movie, but it's very it's reinforced when it comes to software engineering, because the resources are available. Everything is there. All you need to do is go find them, put the time and effort, just pick something you want to do, work hard, and just get it done. And that's basically pretty much it. Thank you.